Good morning, Year 3. Happy Friday. It is our last day before half term, and I cannot believe we've done a whole half term on YouTube and Teams. It all seems a little bit surreal again. So let's get cracking then with our last English lesson before you have a very well-deserved break at the end of today. So, okay, what we're going to start off with first is just starting off with our hot spell. So what you might want to do now, grab your cold spell from before, have a really quick look over those words. Which words was it that you needed to practice on? I know a lot of people's syllables came up. It's got a lot of kind of, it's got a lot of L's in there, hasn't it? So trying to remember where they're going to be. Have a go. So are we ready for our hot spell? Remember, try your best. Let's see how we do. So your first word is poem. Poem. We are writing a poem. Your second word, haiku. We have written a haiku this week. Third word, tanker. Tanker. Next word, kenning. Kenning. Remember to pause it if you need to. Okay, fifth word. Now this is the one that lots of us got wrong and struggled with. Syllables. Syllables. Have a try. Next one. Theme. Well, it's the theme of your poem. The next one. Pattern. Does your poem have a pattern? Next one, perform. Next one. Oh, hang on a minute. I seem to have two written down here. One moment. Seems to be the same word. 1, 2. I've written it down twice. Next one, seasoned. And the last one, line. How many lines do you need? Sorry about that. I'd written down 11 spellings and then couldn't figure out where I'd gone wrong. Okay, so let's have a go. Have a little look now at marking your work. You can see there, syllables where your L's need to be. You can chunk that, so it's ables, or able with an S on the end, syllables. Okay, fantastic. So let's move along. So I said this week we were writing poems, and I said we were writing haikus, tankers and kenning. So we've had a go across the week at having a go and looking at the different features of each of these poems. What you're going to have a go at now is thinking about what was your favourite poems to write this week? Can you remember the features of them? I'm going to put in Teams all our toolkits so you can have a little look as you go. But before we do that, what I want to just do is go through a couple of maybe misconceptions that people have got a little bit confused with. And I'm also going to give you a bit of a stretch and a challenge as well. So whilst I share this, okay, let's make that nice and big. So I just want to go over syllables with some of you, because some of you were counting the word rather than the syllables. Some of us weren't really sure on what a syllable was, and that was quite a few of you. So let's have a little look together. Okay, so what is a syllable? So syllables are chunks or beats of a sound. We're going to have a look at how many syllables in this word. Sit. Sit. One syllable. Okay, what about this one? Play. Play. My mouth only opens once. One syllable. Happy. 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 You can see in my mouth it goes happy. P. It is twice, isn't it? 2 syllables. Right. Have a go at this one now. 7. Have a go. How many syllables? Let me hear you. Absolutely 7 syllables. 7 syllables. 2 syllables. So you can see, even though it is one word, triangle, triangle. 3 syllables. Okay, so it's not necessarily the word. How many beats in the word? Purple, purple. 2. You should be experts by now, I'm sure. Totally, totally. 3. Oh, nice big one. Experiment, experiment. I think 4. 4 syllables. Hopeless. 2. Oh, try this one. How many do you think? Should we see if you're right? Everywhere. 3 syllables. That was a tricky one. Okay, so which words, quick quiz now before we move on. Which word has 3 syllables? We've got lovely, fire, happily, box. Which one do you think? Of course, it is happily. Which word has 2? Car, candle, sun, completely. Which word do you think? Have a try. Of course, it is candle. Okay, we're looking for 2 syllables. Sunglasses. Sunglasses. Nope. Somewhere. Oh, that's 2. Hopefully. That's 3. Dog. That's 1. So, of course, it is somewhere. Which one has 3? Have a try. Because. Flower. Expected. Like. Which one do you think? Absolutely. So hopefully now, after we've done a very quick run through some syllables there, you've got a little bit of a better understanding about how to count them out, clapping them or moving your jaw so your jaw hits your hand, pronouncing the words clearly. You should have a little bit of a better understanding now about some of the syllables. So the next one I'm going to share with you is just a bit of a challenge, a bit of a stretch challenge for some of us that have found this quite easy. So we're going to have a look at some poetry terms, and these are the things that I'm going to be looking out for in your writing. So we know that poetry is a form of literature and a very wide genre of writing. We know that we use our imagination to do our writing, and we can write poetry based on lots and lots and lots of different things. We generally express our thoughts and our feelings in quite a creative way. The main aim of poetry is to involve and stimulate the thoughts of the reader. Okay. Poetry has many different forms and can be written in many different ways. They can be short, long, fun, sad, real or imagined, structured or unstructured. And we've learned this time that poems don't always have to rhyme. There's a lot of freedom with writing poetry because the writer is able to express their thoughts and feelings in very unique ways. So there's lots of different vocabulary that you will see as we're doing poetry units. So especially on this word in this unit, we've had simile, we've had haiku, kenning, we've heard riddle come up before. What else have we had? Tanka we've heard as well. So lots of different types of poems. So you can have adjective poetry, and adjectives are describing words, as we know, and they are used in poetry to create many different effects and visual pictures to the reader. The adjectives can be used in a more in-depth description of a noun, or they can be used to add more excitement and attention with a line or a verse. So you could have roaring roads, noisy cars, beaming headlights, tall street lamps, dark, cold night. So you're really thinking, I've got a really nice image in my head now about this car. Okay, so try and have a go at adding some adjectives in there. That's a bit of a challenge. Another challenge you might want to have a try at. We've done syllables, haven't we? We're using those. is verbs. So verbs are doing words, as we know, and they show actions within a sentence. So we might have, the boy ran along the shoreline. The woman held her baby tightly. It followed her to school one day. So you can have a little go at adding some verbs in there. Now, alliteration I mentioned this week, and some of you had a really good try at using it, and it's really good. It's when the sound or letter at the beginning of each or most of the words in a sentence is the same. So it can create lots of different effects and create a greater and more interesting description. So this is one alliteration that you might have seen before. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. And have a go at reading that really quickly and you get all tongue-tied. But you might have a try at trying to include, I think I know with my tanker, I included alliteration there. So have a go, see if you can use some alliteration in your poem. A simile is a great way, it's a figure of speech, and it's really nice and can be used as a descriptive piece of writing. So you might want to, as busy as a bee. So it kind of says someone's level of energy is quite high. As snug as a bug in a rug, comparing someone who's very cozy. Runs like a cheetah, saying someone's quite fast. As white as a ghost. And I know a couple of you have had a really good try at using similes in your poems this week. So well done and keep it up. Synonym, we talk about synonyms all the time. Rather than something being beautiful, could it be attractive, pretty, gorgeous, or stunning? Funny, could it be hysterical, humorous, amusing, entertaining? Student, pupil, scholar, schoolboy, schoolgirl. Lazy could be idle, sluggish, slothful. Okay, so just thinking about those words we're using. Just because we're writing poetry, we can still upscale some of our vocabulary. Some of you may want to try the challenge of including a metaphor. So her eyes were glistening jewels. She is the sunshine which brightens up our day. The kids at school are all brains. In Andrew's eyes, Rebecca is the sun. He is my knight in shining armor. The world is a stage. So this kind of is a figure of speech which describes a place, object, or subject as something that's quite uncommon. And they create quite a nice image and comparison in the mind of the reader. So you might want to have a try adding a metaphor in there. And that is that. So you've got a couple of challenges that you might want to try and include throughout your writing. Or if you found it really tricky, have a go at just making sure your syllables are all the right amount. So today you are going to write a poem. You can choose a haiku, a tanka, or a kenning. Have a go at writing your poem. Really challenge yourself, get all those really key poetry features in there. I can't wait to see what you come up with, and I will see you all soon. Have a lovely half term. Bye.